this week's trick, shuffle deck as always, and what we need is somebody just name any face card. Let's say they name the Queen of Hearts. There it is. So there's the Queen of Hearts out of the pack. Set that there. Could have selected really any card though. What we're going to ask the spectator to do, rub their finger, see they can feel the ink there on the Queen is not going to come off. Okay. And they can rub the back as well. Ink there not going to come off as well. But if I've found a way that I can actually wipe the ink off of it, and there you can see part of it's done. Go the rest of the way. And there's the card, completely blank. But I can just restore it just like that. So the card's back to normal. But even though the Queen's back to normal, the rest of the deck is actually gone completely blank with nothing on all the cards. Now of course this would really ruin my deck, so it just takes a snap of the fingers and then the cards are restored back to normal. And I can hand this deck out. They can check out all the cards and there's no blank ones in them. Okay, so for the effect, impromptu as always, but this is a trick I really like. Kind of hate to reveal it, but there are a few more versions of it now on YouTube. So what we're going to do, what you're going to do first, have somebody name a card, go through the deck, and right now, even though you're looking for the card they named, let's say they named the Jack of Clubs, you're also looking for the Ace of Diamonds. So looking for, there's the Jack of Clubs. Now I haven't seen the Ace of Diamonds, so I'm just going to say you can pick any card, and then hopefully that will see the Ace of Diamonds right there. And once I see it, I put my pinky right on the back of that card, get a little break. From the front, this doesn't look like anything at all. From the back, I have a break under the pinky. I'm going to transfer that break to a break in my left hand as I square up the pack. I'm going to remove the Jack. I'm going to hand that to my spectator, and I'm going to cut the deck. And when I do, I'm going to cut that Ace of Diamonds to the top. And you could do this in the hand cut if you don't have the table. Cutting the Ace of Diamonds to the top of the deck. So let's say that they name a card that's like right here, okay, and the ace is ways through. So they name the Jack of Clubs. Say you could have picked any card. Get your pinky break. Cut the ace to the top. Let's say the ace is a couple cards from the bottom. We see the Jack there. See our ace is a couple cards from the bottom. I just slide the cards along underneath and put the ace above them. I think this is the ace, I guess. Yeah. Anyway, and I believe, sorry, I'm working around a camera. Ace is on top. So if there's one card especially, just sort of slide that card there. If there's a few cards, a little clump, then just get your pinky break underneath it. And you could cut to that spot, but what you can do is a little something like that. Okay, get the ace to the top, whatever the cost, whatever it takes. Okay, so we have their selection made. Put that there. After they've checked it out, they can just put it on top of the deck. No break needed here. Have them rub the card with their finger so the ink doesn't come off there. As you turn over the card to have them rub the back, you're going to get a break. So you're going to push this. You're going to push two cards actually. Push both of these cards and get a break underneath the top card, which is of course the Ace of Diamonds. So as you turn that over, get the break. Have them rub the back because you need a reason to turn it over. And then as you turn it back over, this may seem difficult, but we're going to teach an easier version as well. You're going to pretty much put the card into a palm position. Put it into a palm position, turn it over, make sure they don't see the face of the ace, and then you're going to slide the ace off underneath your hand. So we turn the card over and slide the ace off. Okay. So now the ace is under here. Now what we can actually do is if you just rub it on the top here and rub it towards the front like this, you're going to wait till you get the ace positioned right here. Put your pinky down here, put these cards here, try to keep it nice and square and hold it in place with your hand. Now what this does is creates a big blank section right here. And if you just open up your hand a little bit like this it'll make the illusion that half of the card has gone blank. Make sure to cover up that seam, make sure to cover up that diamond, make sure they don't see any of this on the edge. Okay, now I got big hands. You might need to work with yours. You're going to need to find the position that works best for you. Then you're going to close up so they can't see the card anymore, and you're going to rotate like this and down to square it from the top of the deck. That looks like this. Close up, underneath, rotate it down here. Now you've got 3 spots to cover. What you do first is once you've rotated down, you put your thumb here. Your thumb right over that top pip. Then you move your hands down, and depending on how big your fingers are, I'd probably use 2 fingers in a performance. Sometimes I'll use 1 if I'm just doing it for the camera. Put a couple fingers here and show the card blank just for a second. So look, your card's blank, then slide your hand up again, and what you're going to do, smoothly pull the ace off and to the side like this. We're squeezing it here. So pull the ace off and down, and then you can get it in sort of this position. Then all you need to do is a little riffle like this, and in that motion you go and dribble the cards. So one more time with all of that, turn over. I'm just going to show you underneath my hand. Move it into position, show this for a second, move it into position again, show the card, pull up, slide that off the edge like so. This is hard to do in a quiet atmosphere, but I'm sliding that off the edge, bend it down, and then do a dribble. At this point you now have the jack on top of the deck face up, ace of diamonds on the bottom. So after we've got here, we're going to take the jack, stick it into the deck. Now here's the thing, stick it in on the left side, keep it out jogged half an inch or so. You just want to show a little bit of the square and the pip. Now what you're going to do is you're going to bring up the deck like this so you can face yourself. And you're going to need to practice doing an inverse thumb fan like this. 2 fingers here, your thumb here, you spin the cards like this. How to get them evenly, practice, 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 use a new deck if possible. That'll make it a little easier. And it's a little harder with the cards sticking out there. But then all you're going to do is you're going to look at the cards like this, spread them out, and if your thumb is big enough, I really do think your hand needs to be big enough for this, you're going to put your thumb right over. It can cover all the things. Just make sure you're not looking at it from the side, show straight up. It looks like you have an entire blank deck of cards here. And when you're looking at it here, say you have a few cards that are showing, you can just adjust those, get those covered up while they're not looking at it. So you stick the card in, spread out the cards, and do a quick few adjustments if you need to, and then turn it over, show them the cards, show them the jack for just a minute, just so they get the idea down. Then you're going to sweep in here and turn over the deck like this, and then move your thumb like that. Now right now, we still have the ace of diamonds on the bottom. What you're going to do now is spread through all the cards, take the ace, and underneath the cover of the pack, slide it along, send it in anywhere you like. Just so long as the ace is no longer showing. From the top it looks like that. I just moved the ace into the middle there. So you're spreading them out, you spin that one in and push it all the way in. Then scrap the deck a little bit. And then if you want to, it'll be in this position. You can just turn over the pack like that. Or you can take the deck, do another fan, which this is slightly stronger since they've seen the blank fan before. Flip it over, and there you go, all the cards are there. Hi, Caleb. Now what you're going to do is after that's done, you can pull this out, hand them the deck for complete examination. If you're thinking this sounds kind of hard, we're going to go over a quick variation of an easier way to do this as well. Just have somebody name any card, and doesn't matter what they choose. Let's say they chose the Jack of Hearts, and then you can just show them the cards, move the ace to the top again. Take the Jack, and what we're going to do though, have them rub it again, flip it over and get your break, and then you're going to pick up the card as a double. Okay, 2 cards in one. Grab it by the top right corner, like this. You can grab it like that, fine. You might want to put a little bend in it, so use 2 fingers. What you're going to do then, put it into the middle of the deck. Make sure you don't separate the two cards like this. Now this is a double. So we've got the selected Jack of Hearts, we got the Ace of Diamonds beneath it. Now what you can do is you can say, watch, I'm just going to rub off all the ink off of the card, make sure to keep it square, and I think I have successfully completely rubbed all the ink off of your card. You flip it over and show them. What you're doing is just hiding all the pips. Then what you can do, flip it back over, you can slide in the ace into the deck. Say, here, watch. Boom, pull out your card. They can pull it out and the card's back to normal. And, hi Caleb. And then, after the card is back to normal, what you're going to do is the card right beneath that is the ace. So you can just move that card onto the bottom, get a break above, below that, I'm sorry. And you can cut to that spot, say your card went blank out of the deck, and then the rest of the deck goes blank. Now say your hand isn't big enough to do this. What you can do is you can face towards yourself. Let me get a good one here. And you can put your thumbs like this. Say here, look. And the cards are all blank. And then you say, now all the cards are blank. Cut it a couple times. But if I just snap my fingers, they're all back to normal. So that's a much more user-friendly version. I personally, I don't know which one I like better, because the user-friendly version is a little bit easier to do. It does make it slightly stronger. However, I do like some of the moves in the other version. Anyway, so if you don't like any of those, one thing that I'll do, somebody hands me their deck of cards and says, hey, can you do magic with mine? And I'll just sort of look through it casually. Then I'll say, well, I don't know if I can do magic with these cards. And say I have a good reason. Spread the cards. Sorry, this is hard. Usually better without the this camera in front of me. And say the reason I can't do them is because they're all blank. And right then people will be like, what's going on? I say, that's okay, I'm just kidding, they're back to normal now. That's the opener. That's a great way to just start out, get people selling that you could actually do some miracles. One last thing, I know I'm all impromptu, but I do have a blank deck. And if you want to do this gimmicked, put your blank card on top, do all the moves. You can do pretty much everything as if you were using the ace. And this can look really cool, actually, even when you show the blank card. You can experiment with that and do pretty much the same routine, just with one blank card added to the deck. If you get this double-sided one with a normal card maybe on that side and the blank on the other side. Anyway, experiment with that, and you can try that out if you have a blank card. So that's the trick. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed practicing and performing it.